Hello there my fellow Holotable heroes and welcome to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. Now today no gameplay for you, however I do want to share a brand new feature tool that I added to my website SWGOH for Life. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead, check it out, there'll be a link in the description below. First of all, I want to say big thanks to all the Patreons that helped me test this new tool and as well their feedback that I was able to improve it and hopefully make it more useful for everybody else. So without further ado, here it is. It's brand new Datacron farming list. Again, you can find it on my SWGOH for Life website, link in the description below if you haven't seen it yet. Now the idea behind this tool is not only just to show you, what Datacrons and levels are good for certain teams. There's plenty of resources that already do that. On top of it all, I wanted to make it a little bit more useful, just add some new features that maybe other lists don't offer yet, and that is actually progress for your farming. So first things first, by default I just kind of order them what I think is a priority of them. However, if you do not have certain units, certain teams, you can go ahead and hide these from the lists. So for example, personally I don't have Bo, so I can go ahead and hide her from the list, and you can do the same thing with any other units that you might not have, for example Saw, maybe Relic Top. So first things you want to go through and a little bit obviously organize. And for example, if you feel like do you know what, personally I find Lord Vader more important, so you can also reorder them based on your priorities for your roster and your gameplay. You can obviously always unhide any hidden units there. And once you have your list set up, your priorities, your units, how you want to go and farm these Datacrons, as you're farming them, for example, okay, first I want to start off with a Lord Vader Datacron farm. I lock in a level 3. You can go ahead, mark it complete, and then when I also roll the next one, again complete. So it's kind of really makes it easy for you as you are farming your Datacrons and rolling bonuses, just to keep kind of track of the progress where you're at. So hopefully this kind of tool here will help you a little bit with your farming priority, and as well tracking of the progress of what you still need to roll and things like that. So with this kind of thing out of the way, just to explain you the functionality of the tool, of course if you do need a reminder what each of these bonuses do, you can go ahead and hover over the label and it'll give you full text in a tooltip, so you can go ahead read out in case you're wondering. Now we always have obviously two sets active, so you got these two here tabs at the top there. You can just switch between these two, so these are two separate lists that you can go ahead and manage. One thing obviously to point out here is that this will get saved, so if you obviously navigate away from the page and then you come back, or for example you close this tab down or the window, your browser, and you come back later, it's always saved in your local storage in your browser, so you can then obviously keep coming back and updating, managing this list as you please. Now, so with this out of the way, maybe just kind of go through. I know I'm a bit late to the party in terms of the Datacrons and everything, but just want to go through my list. It may differ a little bit slightly from other lists. We all have a little bit different priorities, a little bit different understanding of how things work. So if we look at obviously Bo-Katan probably is the best Datacron out there, so if you do have her, if manage to unlock her, she's going to be very powerful. One thing obviously to highlight as well is not all of them are necessary to get these specific bonuses, so only like the ones that are the key for this Datacron to work are kind of highlighted with the yellow there outline, just to show you that fine, as long as I got level 9 Bo-Katan, the other are kind of nice to have but not really needed. Then we got for Lord Vader on level 3, Inflict Doubt. This is kind of going to be the default for the dark side teams, I guess, for most dark side teams, Inflicting Doubt. And then as well, I guess it's a debate, do you want to go for the defense penetration up or the ones where you gain 400% extra offense for Empire allies, however you lose I think 50% defense. I'm in the camp of kind of preferring this one, because obviously Vader losing defense, it'll just make it maybe easier for Fennec to take Lord Vader down, so I would prefer to have this one. It does a similar thing. Instead of gaining 400% offense equal to your defense, you're just getting offense up and defense penetration up. So I think it kind of does a similar thing while not nerfing your defense. With Gideon here, I guess there is a bit of an argument here for level 3. Do you want to have doubt? Do you want to have something else? I think maybe health and protection recovery could be nice, because doubt stops turn meter gains, and right, we then do miss out on some of the bonuses that Gideon brings when enemies are gaining bonus turn meter. But I guess either of them will do. 400% offense for Gideon on level 6 definitely I think is the one to go for. However, the one that really makes this thing go is level 9 for Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. If you do have Saw and Chirrut and Base, those guys leveled up, obviously you will want level 9 on Chirrut. And then as well level 6 for gaining heal over time whenever you lose, so constantly gaining lots of stacks will then juicing up obviously here Chirrut's level 9 Datacron. In terms of level 3, similar like Doubt for Dark Side, it seems like the default one for the light side will be gain protection up. But you know, playing through first 2 weeks of Grand Arena, this protection up isn't really as impactful, I think, in most cases as maybe Doubt is. So definitely, while on paper does sound great, like if your guy's already falling below 100% health or the enemy's falling below 100% health, means you're most likely already losing the battle. In terms of Amalga squad, just really Doubt on level 3, that's really all what it needs. Like the stats are not so useful for Malgus here anyway, so for the Malgus squad you don't need to worry about level 6 or beyond. Just get your Doubt and you should be good to go. Mon Mothma's got a pretty powerful here Datacron thanks to Biggs, so if you do want to make your Mon Mothma team a little bit better, instead of Kara probably is the 5th, you can throw in Biggs with his Datacron. Just helps a little bit with the bonus turn meter. You will want to both level 6 and then as well level 9 these two, just to juicing up your turn meter a lot more than just normally rebel fighters do. Protection up, nice to have, but I wouldn't waste my real material on it if you don't get it. In terms of the Imperial Troopers with General Veers, again level 3, you can have some health and protection recovery whenever you gain a buff, because right, remember we will be getting lots of buffs for our Imperial Trooper squads. Just this little bit help you maybe recover a banner or two, but really is the level 6. Now this, I guess you could, it's a similar thing like maybe with Lord Vader, you could go with the one that gives you extra offense, but I think the actual offense from the troopers is not a problem itself. I think it's more important to keep gaining buffs, just to keep getting turn meters, and then they will anyway gain lots of offense for Emperor's Trap anyway. So I would prefer level 6 that gives you defense penetration and offense up. In terms of third sister here, for level 3, I guess, again, you could choose between the two. Maybe Doubt is maybe more meant for defense. If you want to use them on offense, maybe the one that when you land a debuff, you deal 2% of max health, because obviously these guys, they dish out a lot of debuffs with the Purge and everything else, so that could help out with the damage. But obviously for here, level 6, we do want the 400% offense one, just to juice up the defense out of the gate. More so, as you can see, we've got lots of Empire Datacrons, lots of Empire teams. And then we can do for Iden, I guess the focus should be, I guess, the offense one, just to give you offense. I guess Doubt is a nice to have, but again, I wouldn't waste my reroll material on it. Unless you're putting Iden on defense, this potentially could cause some complications for Wampa, putting Doubt on Wampa. So if you are putting your Iden on defense, I think having Doubt on her could potentially stop Wampa. And then Short Trooper, if you do Short Trooper here with Iden, it's a nice to have, but his level 9 Datacron isn't really all that crazy if you ask me. But if you do have him, might as well try and get that as well. Now for Maul, even though Maul himself is a Mandalorian, remember the Mandalorian is only for light side, so then if you go for a Mandalorian level 6 bonus in your Maul squad, then you will be missing out on the level 3. So I think it's much better actually to go with the dark side, so you get the Doubt here, and as well then for Empire, if you're using obviously Gar Saxon, and Imperial Commando, is it Imperial Commando or something like that? You know, the two Mandalorians that, you know, they just got reworked, so they're doing a lot of damage. Obviously, if you don't have Gar Saxon and Imperial Commando, then you will want to use some sort of Mandalorian bonus for your Maul, but it's not nearly as powerful as this would be. Then we've got Emperor Palpatine and Mara, Starkiller team, right? I guess because Starkiller is the main damage dealer in this squad, but I guess it's still nice to have a little bit here, extra defense penetration up, just to boost a little bit of damage for your Palpatine and Mara, and maybe just to help with some banner recovery, some little bit of health and protection recovery when you gain a buff. Moving on, we've got now Captain Rex. Now Captain Rex, he's a rebel fighter himself, so definitely maybe go for level 6 for this one. So whenever rebel fighter grants buff, they gain some extra turn meter. That could be nice there. Again, protection up. Does it make a whole lot of difference? I've faced these Captain Rex teams with protection up. I still burn through them the same way, so not a whole lot of difference. Then we got Traya. I guess Traya just seemed like Malgus, just, you know, level 3 on doubt. Then for Wamp, I think this one could be nice on level 3. That whenever we apply debuff, we deal 2% max health damage for Dark Side. So Wampa is Dark Side. He's dishing out some damage over time, as well as healing immunity and days as well. So, you know, a little bit of extra damage there for Wampa. Why not? Then moving on to Redis, he's got a pretty good Datacron as well, protection up to help a little bit with survivability. But this one I think is the key as well, because, you know, with Redis we are dishing out a lot of buffs. So whenever we issue buffs, we gain turn meter. And then Jyners, so it's a nice to have, but to be honest, Jyners isn't really a big damage dealer. So just giving her like extra damage and offense won't help that much. If you ask me, but, you know, every little bit helps, I guess. So why not, you know, if you're using them already. Best Commander, he's got a pretty good Datacron as well, at least on paper. I don't know in practice how it will work, but on his level 9 he gets, whenever he's in his poop stance, he gets nice bonuses. He can't be defeated, he's immune to fear, stun and turn meter reduction, and then also some extra damage with whistling birds. So, you know, nice there, bonus there. In terms of the other ones, are kind of nice to have, but again, I wouldn't waste too much reroll material on these. I think it's really the level 9 for best card Mandalorian. And then we have for Leia, now Drogon there, he is a rebel fighter, and you can also maybe use some other rebel fighters under Leia if you do want. We get, especially for Drogon, obviously, we get some stacking offense just to help juice up the damage for your Drogon. And then we got kind of those kind of generic teams like Bastila protection up, Padme protection up, because themselves they got, you know, some nice synergy with protection up baked in, so just adding more survivability. Same thing here for Finn, but again, it didn't make a whole lot of difference when I was, you know, playing in arena there versus Fiend teams with protection up. I just defeated them all the same. So it's not, I think, as powerful as it sounds like to begin with. And then this is, I guess, a bit of a niche one, Mandalorian. You could also put a level 9 just so Mandalorian gets a little bit of extra bonus turn meter if it helps. Again, it's not a high priority Datacron, that's why it's further down the list. Same thing, some of the other more lower priority Datacrons, just kind of generic, those level 3s. Doubt for all the kind of, you know, dark side teams, and then protection up for the light side. Now definitely I think like Geos and Night Sister, they're falling below 100% health a lot, because obviously with Geos with the health equalization and the Night Sisters, that you want them to die off, right? So then you could doubt could spread very quickly with them, so that could be a nice to have. And finally, Prop Droid, at the moment his Datacron not all that useful, but in a month's time when Afra Datacron expires, maybe you can then use Prop Droid with Afra, just making Afra a little bit more deadly, because his level 9 is pretty cool, because you can actually revive him whenever you use his self-destruct, which is pretty cool. Because remember, Afra can revive is it dark side droid allies or something like that, right? So Prop Droid can go boom, it will do with this level 9 also more damage. Then Afra can just revive him back and he can, you know, potentially self-destruct again or something. So, you know, a nice one to have with Afra, but I think it's going to be very situational. The other bonuses, I guess, not all that useful. Maybe with Afra, you know, we do dish out a lot of the debuffs, a little bit more there, 2% max health damage for dark side allies. It really depends what next set will bring, but this could be a nice one, you know, if you do have some spare resources just to get it done, so maybe then use it then with Afra the following seasons. And finally, armor, I actually used this in one battle. It was kind of useful, just improve chances of your armorer surviving until she gives up that third stack of Beskar armor with extra protection up when she drops below certain health threshold. And also, most importantly, she gains a bonus turn when she drops below 100% health, right? So because first you need armor to start off with her special, that she gets third stack of Beskar Ignot on her. And then if, you know, suddenly AI, they often like to go after her, they get her below 100% health and she gets immediately a bonus turn, dishing out that third stack of Beskar. Again, very situational, very nice to have, very niche use case, but you know, it's a long list. That's why I added all these customizations. If, you know, you're like, well, I'm not gonna go and try and farm, you know, 20 plus, 25 plus Datacrons, I'm just gonna focus on 10. You can go ahead and just hide the ones, obviously, you don't want to focus on, and then just follow that kind of farming list. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Hopefully it was useful and helpful, just, you know, showing off a brand new tool on my SWGOH for Life website to help you a little bit with farming your Datacrons. Let me know what you think about it, give it a go, and let me know in the comments below or on my Discord server how you're getting on with it. Did you find it useful or not, or any features that you would still like to be added to this, and I can go then and see you know, how we can make all this tool better for everybody. Obviously, going forward, as the new sets come in, I will be adding new sets, new lists, so whenever that comes out, you can just come back and, you know, sort out your list and start farming. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.